My name is Shaqueena Kemp, and I'm being interviewed by Natalia Garcia for my Persona project.
Okay, let's get started, Queen. So let's start with the basics. What brought you to St. Andrews?
What brought me to St. Andrews was the scholarship money. I wasn't originally going to go here. Like my senior year of high school, I was involved with this guy named Jonathan, and I had really loved him. And I really didn't want to go. I really didn't want to leave Raleigh, basically. I wanted to stay. I liked the job I had. So I had gotten into Peace, which is like right there in downtown Raleigh, like practically right between his house and my job. So it was the perfect location. I had gotten a $40,000 academic scholarship. So if I had like stayed home, I would have been basically going to college for free. And everything was like working out in that favor for me to go there. And then he and I had broken up in April. So I was very, very distraught, very, very heartbroken. So I decided that I wasn't going to go to Peace anymore, and St. Andrews was the school that was willing to help me get in on my FAFSA, give me the same scholarship amount of money that they were giving me so I could come. So here I am.
Wow. Okay, so if you go back to your 16-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Right now, being almost 20 and 20 days, I would be like two completely different people. Like when I was 16, I was I wouldn't want to say wild, because I didn't do crazy stuff. Like I didn't get drunk and I didn't get high, and I wasn't doing crazy things with guys or anything, but I was very angry, I guess you could say. Like with my family situation at home, like my mom, I have two younger sisters named Bella and Adana, and they have the same father. His name's Robert. And I really hated Robert. Like by the time I was 12, like I really hated him, but I didn't necessarily at that moment have a reason to hate him until like I figured that out. And I didn't want to be around him, and they were trying to be like a family, and because I didn't want to be around them, I was like isolating myself. So I was very sad a lot. So yeah. Completely different place from when I was 16 to now. I'm more confident, I'm more happy, I'm more optimistic, and definitely wasn't me when I was 16.
So right now, how would you describe yourself in one word?
Awesome. If I had to describe myself in one word, it would definitely be awesome, because I'm awesome.
That's good. So, any regrets for the darkest time?
Yeah. So, well, necessarily in that time I had two regrets. When it was like March 2013 when I had turned 16. So directly a month after my 16th, I got into like this big fight with two other girls at North Hill Shopping Center in Raleigh. And so at the end of the little fight, the police were called, and the police came, and they like separated us and like calmed us down, and they were about to arrest us. But at that same moment, my mom came. So she came to pick me up, so the police officer like just signed me off to my mom, so I didn't have to like go down to jail and get a mug shot or anything, but the other girls did. So at the end of that, my mom was very pissed. I was more scared of my mom than I was of actually the cop. Like I was kind of like running away from my mom, like handcuffs behind my back and everything, but it was crazy. And so he gave me like a little citation, told me I was supposed to go to court at whatever amount of time and all of that. So at court, my mom was very paranoid. She made me write like this 10-page paper about like why I did it, what I learned my lesson, what happens to me if I get convicted, what happens to me if I don't, and all of that. I mean, I wrote it for her, but I mean, he wasn't gonna read it. He didn't care. As many people was coming up to them. He wasn't about to sit down and flip through a paper. But anyway, at the end of that, I had to pay like $1,200 plus court fees, and I had like 150 hours of community service to do, and I had to do all of that in 6 months. Or it was like, I think it was something like 3 months in jail or something like that, something crazy. So I had to get it done. So I really do regret that. I mean, it's not on my record, and if you Google me, like, nothing comes up because of that. I did pay the money, I did do the thing, and once I turned 18, it got expunged. So it could have been worse. But then also at that time, my mom was trying again to like be with my sister's father, Robert. And as I say again, I still didn't like him. So my mom had told me one time that the reason why they would never be together was because of me. So I was very hurt because of that. She and I ended up getting like in this huge argument, and she practically kicked me out. So yeah, it's very sad. I live on like if you know anything about Raleigh, like it's like New Bern Avenue. It's like this very busy street, and it's like 2 miles up from my house. So I remember like walking and crying and being so hurt. And then like there's like this shopping center where like a Walmart is, and there's like this hill where like a Starbucks is. And then like I was sitting on the hill, and I remember like watching cars go by, and then like watching like these panhandlers like switch off on like who's gonna beg on the side of the road. And I was like very upset because I was just like, I feel like I was out of place, you know. I was going through like the court thing, and then like school wasn't going well, and then I felt like my own family didn't want me. So like I contemplated like killing myself basically. So when I had mustered up enough courage, I had walked, like I like stood on like the sidewalk near the road, and I closed my eyes, and then I walked into the road. And I did get hit, but I didn't get hit hard. I had like 2 broken ribs and like a couple bruises or something. But it wasn't anything crazy. Like, you know, I'm fine now. So of course I had to go to the hospital, and I was like admitted from the hospital that same day. But since like I had obviously had tried to kill myself, my mom was obligated by law to get me like an evaluation by a psychiatric center. So in Raleigh it's called Holly Hill. So I was in there for about 3 days getting evaluated and all that. But then they found out I was like fine. I had like depression or something. And then I was assigned like these 3 mentor ladies. They met with me Monday through Friday, about an hour. You know, they talked to me, they helped me with my homework, we did exercises, they built up my confidence. You know, I learned to let stuff go and not let things get to me the way they used to. So, you know, they were my blessing.
So what would you say to that girl?
Oh, if I could go back to 16-year-old Shaqueena, I'd probably slap her. Because she was dumb. She was so dumb. Like, it's necessarily like I kind of feel like some part of me are the same way. Like, I don't like feel like being disrespected, or I feel like respect is like a mutual thing. But I also didn't know when to let things go. Like some things aren't worth fighting about. Some things aren't worth arguing someone about or ending bridges over. Or I know like the importance and connection and all that.
Now we talk about the past. How about your plans for the future?
My plans for the future. My plans for the future change like every semester, basically. Came here and I wanted to be a psychologist. Then I wanted to be a forensic anthropologist. And then I wanted to be a pharmacist. And now I want to be a lobbyist. And I really feel like I'm going to stick to being a lobbyist because, I don't know, I like arguing. I really like arguing. I really like when you're passionate about something, an organization or a group of people or something, it's very easy to be, determined with that. So I really feel like that's something that I could be good at, and my classes that I'm taking, I'm interested in. Some are kind of like snoozy, kind of boring, but the topics they're great.
That's good. What's your favorite thing about St. Andrews?
My favorite thing about St. Andrews.
Or at least what you like the most.
At least what I like the most. What do I like the most? I play lacrosse. The coach She kind of pisses me off from time to time. A lot of the time, basically. But I love the team and I love the sport. They really keep me going. You know, because like sometimes, like when our coach is like yelling at me or she tells me some off the wall stuff, it just takes everything in me not to go off. But then I just think of the team. And I'm like, Queen, you can suck it up. Because 16-year-old Queen would have cursed her out and then walked out like it was nothing. Growth.
Good.
That's all. Thanks for listening.